Hey guys, we're gonna talk about recharge. And the reason we're going to talk about recharge today is because recharge is a valuable tool that I love to use in my garden. Now, one of the things that I love about recharge is its versatility for transplants, and also I love it a lot for early care with seedlings. Now, I am not going to provide the directions here. The directions are here on the back of the bag for everyone who wants to see them. The reality is that it is a little confusing on the back of here because there is a light dose and then there's a double dose. And a lot of people say that there's only one correct way, and that gets a little confusing too. Honestly, I would recommend using Recharge. I would recommend listening to Scotty Reel, the creator of Recharge, who actually gave me this bag right here of Recharge for the last video that I made on the subject, which was an old video where I made a mistake. So we are redoing this today. And the reason that I want to redo it is because for all of you advanced gardeners, for all of you beginners, this recharge is a common ground. It's something that we can all use, whether or not we use synthetic fertilizers or whether or not we use organics. And it doesn't interfere with either process because this is microbes and kelp feeding your medium and your roots at the medium level. So your roots are interacting with the microbes here, and it is delivering the correct amount of nutrient when the plant is calling for it, sending signals straight through the roots to the microbes, which then go out and farm that stuff for your plant. Now, one of the things that a lot of people say is not to use recharge in flower. Results vary no matter how you use recharge. Results vary no matter how you garden. The reality is that even if you used exactly the same things I did, I doubt you would get the same results. Here I am, and I am sitting in Phoenix, and I believe that it's about 93 degrees outside right now. And the reason I'm filming it out here is just because I'm really tired of being stuck indoors because it's so hot right now. And with our hot climate here in Arizona, we have low humidity. We have a lot of different factors that aren't the same as, say, my native state where I came from, Washington State. In fact, the learning curve was so severe learning how to grow when I moved here. Just changing things over. It was like, wow, you mean I don't need a dehumidifier? Oh, I need a humidifier. And so every part of the world is a little different, and that is the beauty of recharge. It works no matter your situation. And it does say somewhere, I believe that it says better plants in 48 hours. What you will notice is that, like, say that you're doing a transplant and you use recharge accordingly during that transplant. If you've done everything else correctly, like you didn't ruin the whole root ball as you were putting the plant in and rip half of it off or something like that, as long as everything's going good with your your transplant and everything is moved in nice and slow. I like to use a certain method, and it works really well for me. And now I almost feel like I should patent it, but how do you patent a transplant? The reality is that I've got my own system, and this works perfect in that system. So what I do is I mix this up accordingly, and I water in my transplant. And what I notice is that my transplant doesn't do anything adverse. It doesn't have any real issues as I transplant it, because I've picked the right time, I have the right routine, and then I move it over using the recharge. It just continues to grow uninterrupted. Now, I don't know if a lot of you guys have ever done transplants where the plant just went and it just sat there for about maybe a week or something and really didn't seem to change much. It's like, well, it's not dying, but it ain't growing. Well, that's transplant shock sometimes, and this helps eliminate it. Another thing, I use a real light dose when I do seedlings. And so once the seedling is starting to grow, you know, and it's past that initial, like, very delicate stage where it just has a couple cotyledons and that's it, and maybe a trace of the first set of leaves, that isn't when I use the recharge. I usually wait till that first set of leaves is starting to come out all, you know, and it's more firm. Then at a very severely diluted level, I put a little tiny bit in the bottom solo cup, because I use a solo cup on the top and I cut slits down this side, and that allows the roots to pass out if they get to the bottom instead of swirling. And then I pour about this much water with a little tiny recharge in the bottom of that, and every day I maintain that amount of water, and it's every other application that I'm using the recharge. And then after I've hit the first end of the cycle where that one leaf is now a couple sets of leaves, then I add in my other things that I use. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that recharge is something that you can stand by and that you can use in your garden. And I really, really want you to have fantastic results. This video was not sponsored by anyone. Although I know Scotty did give me this bag of recharge, he did not ask me to make further videos. I'm just doing this because the product works. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for smashing that like button, and, you know, hit the bell notification, you know, and, you know, consider subscribing if you feel like subscribing. I've been Dirk Fender, and we made another video today, so check this one out. It's highly unrelated, but it's time to make this video. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Peace. Love you guys, and party on.